Hello everybody and welcome back to today's video. Today we will be looking at the most of the final US 2024 Senate election results. Well, there are still two seats that are uncalled. Both of them are very close and could go either way. But in Pennsylvania, David McCormick has been declared the victor on several sources, but New York Times has still not declared the winner. But McCormick will most definitely win, and he is so far avoiding a recount. And there's also Arizona, where Ruben Gallego leads Kerry Lake by 1.2%, but there's still 17% of the vote outstanding, so this one could also go either way. But let's look at all of the results we have so far. So, with the two outstanding seats, and if we add Pennsylvania to the Republican column, Republicans have 53 seats to the Democrats 46, and one Arizona is still a toss-up. Republicans have a clear majority. They have flipped the Senate. They have flipped, if we count Pennsylvania, flipped 4 seats. The other 3 seats that they flipped were no doubt in West Virginia, where Joe Manchin was gone, and no one really doubted that Jim Justice would lose. There's Montana. Polling showed that Jon Tester would lose undoubtedly, but Tim Sheehy did beat him by a likely Republican margin. I believed it would happen by around a likely Republican margin, 8 percentage points. In Ohio, polling showed that Sherrod Brown, the Democrat, would carry another term in this Senate race, but Bernie Moreno has beaten him by over 200,000 votes and 4%. So, bad news for Democrats across the Senate races. They have not flipped a single seat. The ones that they felt like they could flip were Florida, which they lost by 13%. Debbie Murcaso-Powell lost there to incumbent Republican Rick Scott. Democratic Congressman Colin Allred, a Democrat, lost his Senate race against incumbent Republican Ted Cruz by 9%. And in Nebraska, Dan Osborne, the independent who would most likely caucus with Democrats, lost to incumbent Republican candidate Deb Fischer by 8%. So, pretty bad news for Democrats in all of the seats that they felt like they could flip. They've maintained their ground in places like Virginia, where Tim Kaine, the Democrat, was able to keep his seat by 8%. Minnesota, where Amy Klobuchar, I believe that she would win by even more. But, when Democrats underperform polling, this isn't that surprising. She wins it by 15%. Maryland, this was a hotly watched Senate race between former popular Republican governor of this blue state, Larry Hogan, and Democrat Angela Osterbrooks. Osterbrooks did win by 8%, a bit less than I believed. New Jersey, Andy Kim filled Bob Menendez's seat, beating Curtis Bashaw by 9%. And then all of these New England races weren't exactly surprising. Angus King, the independent who caucuses with Democrats, was able to avoid a runoff due to him surpassing 50%. But he was going to win it either way. But let's talk about the other seats that Democrats will keep. Michigan, Alyssa Slotkin will fill the retiring Democrat Senate seat, beating Mike Rogers, the former Republican congressman, by just 0.3%. This was a very close race here, but it just seemed like that Slotkin will win. This has been called by New York Times for a while now. Tammy Baldwin, the incumbent Democratic senator from Wisconsin, will also narrowly beat her Republican challenger, Eric Hovde, by 0.9%. Republicans across basically all Senate races overperformed, including in Nevada. Polling showed that Sam Brown, the Republican, would lose by it was like 7% or 8%. He only lost by 1.4% against incumbent Democratic Senator Jackie Rosen by 1.4%. And in New Mexico, Martin Heinrich unsurprisingly did win by 10%. A bit of an underperformance in my opinion, but did okay. But California, Adam Schiff wins by only 60%. I mean, it's not surprising that the Democrat won, right? It's California, and I understand that there's still like 38% outstanding, but this is shocking of how close it is for such a blue state like California. But this is basically the end of the video. I'm probably gonna make a final Senate overview after Pennsylvania and Arizona are officially called. But this is where the 2025 Senate stands right now. So thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.